from one of the worst performances last Wednesday to one of the best last night. What a result. Welcome back, new and returning viewers, to episode 9 of Talking Timbers, and today we're going to be recapping the amazing performance and win that we all witnessed last night at BC Place against the Vancouver Whitecaps. So the Timbers went into last night's game missing more than a dozen players, I think 13 in total, which is absolutely ridiculous, all due to suspensions, international call-ups and injuries, so it was always going to be a very tough game, especially being away at BC Place. However, this is a stadium that the Timbers always seem to clutch up in, and last night did not disappoint. Against all odds, all players in the team put in a massive shift, and the Timbers came out 2-1 winners. Unbelievable result, unbelievable performance. Well done, boys. So I'll talk about the key moments and the key players in the game later on in the video, but I'll begin by comparing Caleb Porter's chosen starting lineup against my chosen 11. As you can see, I almost got exactly the same starting 11 as Caleb Porter, all bar one player. And boy, did that one player make a difference. Diego Chara. I saw that he was in a starting lineup an hour before kickoff and I was so happy. I mean, I said in the pre-match video that if Chara was fit, I'd definitely have him in there for Barnby, but he turned out, we didn't really know, to be honest. They didn't tell us if he was fit a couple of days before. It was a bit of a surprise, and what a great influence he had on the game. He made us look so solid, he was so composed on the ball. You know, he just kept on getting it, kept on giving it, broke up play as he always does. And you know, it was a fantastic performance and great to see him in the team. He helped us so massively in this game. And I think everyone really on Twitter, when the lineup got announced, they were just like, okay, you know, we've got a little bit of confidence going into this game. Now we've got Zemanski and Chara in the defensive midfield. The other standout player on the Timbers lineup was Ibabise or Ibobise up top for the Timbers. Now this game was his first ever MLS start, and boy did he not disappoint. It was unbelievable. You know, he's got a goal and an assist on his debut. You couldn't ask for much more, and I tweeted before the game, this is a real big chance for him, you know. He's going to have some good service from Blanco, Valeria and Espria, so can he take the chances, cause a hassle for the Whitecaps defence, and he did it the whole game. It was fantastic until he got taken off, but yeah, fair play to the lad. He worked hard, he's earned his start, waiting on the bench quite a lot, and Addy, you know, had been suspended for this game. A lot of fans were a bit cautious. Were we going to score any goals? Could we link players with Ibabise? And he did. He did the job fantastic, and we'll go on to his goals now. So now moving on to the key moments in the match. So the Timbers broke the deadlock on the 13th minute when a cross fell to Blanco on the edge of the box, and he plays a beautiful disguised ball out to Espria just inside the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. He then played a bit of a shot and a cross into the 6-yard box, and Ibabise, like a poacher, was in there to poke home past Ousted for the 1-0 lead to the Timbers. This was fantastic play by all three attacking players, especially Blanco in my opinion. You know, he could have took the chance to shoot there. I mean, it opened up for him, but he dragged so many Whitecaps players towards him by playing a fake pass, and he did exactly that to Espria, whipped it in, and you know, great instinctive finish by Ibabise. He was just there, right moment, right time. Michael Owen kind of sort of inside the 6-yard area or around it, and then just poked home. Fantastic play from Ibabise. And you know, how about that, 13 minutes in and you've already scored on your MLS debut. I should mention that a couple of moments before his goal, he actually had a good opportunity to take a shot himself. Ousted kind of missed the ball, he turned back around, didn't really have a shot, took too many touches. I think the nerves really got to him. A bit of lack of confidence, but it shows this goal that he kept his head up. You know, he stayed confident, stayed in between the sticks of the goal, and you know, he got his goal. Fair play to him. Once the Timbers took the lead, we really did start to look like a confident side. And from two corners, both Miller and Mabiala had really good chances, and we could have really took the lead, extended our lead, maybe to 2 or 3-0. But Vancouver had also good opportunities, maybe from set pieces. And yeah, they've scored 10 in total before this game from set pieces, so they were always going to be very dangerous. And just before half-time on the 45th minute, a set piece is exactly where their goal came from. A corner was put into the near post by Bolaños and headed on by Parker to Jacobson at the back post, who simply tapped it in. In my opinion, the Timbers were defensively set up wrong on this corner. If you look at the replay, you can see that Chara is going to attack the near post ball, but he's not going to beat Parker there. Chara is 5'8", Parker is 6'2". So, you know, he's not really got a lot of chance of beating that guy. I mean, normally I think it's Addy who does that near post sweeping roll. You know, maybe switch out Chara, put him back post, where the goal actually was conceded. I mean, it's nice to say that in hindsight and stuff. or switch him to front post, as in literally on the post, and put Valentin there. I don't know, something different. Just seemed a bit silly to have a small defensive midfielder on the front post going to attack the ball rather than a centre-back or a keen defender that's used to heading the ball a lot. Nonetheless, Whitecaps scored and it was 1-1. So the game went into half-time at 1-1, but shortly after, in the 48th minute, the Timbers regained the lead. This was a beautiful attacking goal that was done at speed and precision. You see Blanco pick the ball up on the halfway line. He drove at the Whitecaps defender with speed and pace and power. The Whitecaps defender tried to tackle him. It kind of hits Blanco, then runs forward a bit to Ebabise in the 18-yard box, who cleverly and instinctively backheels it to Blanco, who then coolly finished to the bottom left-hand corner, routing Alstead to the spot. 2-1 Timbers, we regained the lead. If you watch my pre-match video, this is exactly the sort of attacks that I was talking about. You know, getting it out to the wide men, Blanco and Esprilla, and not necessarily driving to the corner flags and whipping it in, because we didn't have the tall man Addy in the box. Instead, cutting on the inside, you know, trying to find Ebabise a ball through or even to his feet. He played it to his feet, kind of fortunately, passed it back to Blanco. You know, the rest is history. What a fantastic goal. I was going crazy. From the 70th minute onwards, the Whitecaps really started to put pressure on the Timbers' defence. In the 79th minute, the Whitecaps had a very good chance. Esprilla tried to clear the ball in the 18-yard box. It hit Davies blatantly on the arm, in my opinion, then rebounded to Breck Shea, who took a shot on the turn, and what a save by Gleeson. Yeah, it was kind of at a comfortable height, but he still had to make the fantastic save and not parry it, you know, back into the 18-yard box. He parried it away from goal, so well done Gleeson, top save. That, however, wasn't the last time Gleeson was going to be called into action. In the 84th minute, a free kick was put into the box and headed by Parker down into the ground and parried away by Gleeson. Now this was a fantastic save, better than the last one, the best save in the game, and, you know, pushing him for a man of the match award, but it was fantastic from Gleeson. You know, what made this harder for himself was that Parker headed it down into the ground, so it was bouncing. Now these are really difficult for keepers to measure, you know, where is it going to bounce, where is it going to end up, but he measured it fantastically, managed to parry it away from goal yet again. It's a fantastic save from Gleeson and kept the score at 2-1. Having seen all these top draw saves by Gleeson, I was starting to think that this was going to be our night, and it was. You know, when the referee blew the final whistle, you see Caleb Porter go absolutely crazy. He ran down the touchline, fist pumping everyone, all of the air. Oh, it was unbelievable. What a win against all the odds as well. And, you know, top man Ebabise and Gleeson in goal at both ends of the pitch really stood out. So these two were the big man of the match contenders, but I think we've got to thank the whole team, but specifically Esprilla on the right hand side. He worked so hard both offensively and defensively when going up and down the pitch. When we got him on the ball in the final third, he looked so dangerous, especially in one-on-one positions. A couple of times he completely skinned the Whitecaps defender and put in some great balls into the box, and, you know, fair play to him. And a couple of times he tried silly things in silly areas, you know, keep the technical stuff in the final third, not in the, you know, the midfield area, a little bit further down the pitch, because in case you lose it, a counter-attack possibility. But every time he did lose it, he didn't sulk, he didn't get his head down, he worked hard, you know, that's great to see as well. He just got his head down, ran back, got goal side, and tried to slow the Whitecaps attack down, and often actually won the ball back, got a throw in for us. So fair play to Esprilla, he has to be up there for man of the match as well. I mean, you can thank literally everyone in the team for putting in such a good performance, but also the defence. You know, these guys haven't really played with each other, only trained a couple of days together, and they put in such a good shift. Specifically Mabiala in the middle, you know, he's come into the MLS in 2 games. The first game we get absolutely destroyed. You might be thinking, what have I joined here? You know, we got absolutely battered 4-1. But then he comes into this game, you know, the whole defence looks so solid, and like the whole game. You know, Whitecaps, yes, they don't look too good offensively. You know, they score a lot of their goals from set pieces, and they're very dangerous from them. But, you know, they still held strong from most set pieces, and yeah, just great to see the defence holding so strong in this game. So where does this leave the Timbers in terms of the MLS Western Conference? So looking at the table, this was a massive win for the Timbers against all odds as well. We're currently in 4th position on 30 points alongside the Seattle Sounders, who also beat San Jose 3-0 last night, by the way. And, you know, we've played 1 more game than them, and we've also played 3 more games than the Vancouver Whitecaps. This means, you know, the table is likely to change over the next few weeks, so we have to wait and see how it plays out, but fingers crossed that the teams below us keep on losing or drawing, so it gives us a nice little gap into the playoffs. Next up for the Timbers is the Houston Dynamo away from home next Saturday. And looking at the table, this is a massive game as they're currently 2 points ahead of us with one game in hand. So a kind of a must win again, but let's see how it goes. As per usual, I will be filming a match preview to this game a couple of days before it, so stay tuned on the channel for all the latest Timbers updates. So this brings us to the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, as always, leave a like and let me know in the comments below what you thought of the game and anything that I've said in the video today. Just before I leave you guys, I want to say again a massive thank you to you all. The support recently has been unbelievable and we've hit over 100 subscribers. I think before this video I had 102. I mean, I've only had the channel for about 4 or 5 weeks, so that's incredible. So thank you so much. You know, follow me on Twitter and subscribe here if you haven't already for more Portland Timbers content. And also, if you haven't, click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified of when I release videos. So thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Houston Dynamo match preview. Thanks for watching.